Jock Journal Radio. Jock Journal Radio brings you NFL Talk late night. Just two hardcore fans talking football after their kids have gone to bed, and they invite you to join our conversation. If there's a hot topic or even a cold topic, these chumps will be jawing it up every night. So leave those nudie sites alone and call us. And if you're lucky, they might give you my number. NFL Talk late night from Jock Journal Radio.
All right, good evening, all you jock stars and soon-to-be jock stars who are listening tonight. If this is the first time tuning in, we are Jock Journal Radio. You can find us at jockjournal.com. All kinds of things are going on tonight, but a lot of people have just decided to tune in for the Leon Searcy Jr. interview. It is a huge honor for us to have him, and we are extremely excited, but more on that in a second. First, I'm Nash.
Matt.
That's Matt, and you're listening to NFL Talk. So, Matt, we got a big interview. This is probably the biggest player we've had, not only figuratively, but realistically, as far as his enormous size as a left tackle, that we've ever had on this show. It's kind of an exciting experience for us to go through this with Mr. Leon Searcy himself, the 1992 11th round draft pick, three-time national champion, all-pro left tackle. Have you been thinking about this all day like I have?
Yeah, of course. I mean, just to have someone of that caliber on the show, we are super excited. I tell you what, there's so many things going through my head that we wanted to talk to him about. I can't wait. I hope we don't overload him with stuff.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. We don't want to throw too much out there, get things going in the wrong direction and stuff like that. But I've talked with him a little bit. I think he's on board with what we're doing. There's so many things to discuss. We're just gonna have some fun with this, and we're gonna enjoy what we have with Mr. Leon Searcy here in a few minutes. We're not gonna be playing any Shock the Jock. We're not gonna be playing any Name That Year tonight. We're just gonna be talking straight up NFL football from top to bottom, and we're gonna be doing it with Leon Searcy Jr. So, Matt, you want to talk really quick, and let's go ahead and bring it out. There's some breaking news that just occurred. We're going to have two new teams in LA, maybe very shortly. Go ahead, Matt. What came across your text alerts?
Yeah, so tonight the owners voted, I think it was 30-2, in favor of the Rams, formerly St. Louis Rams, moving to Los Angeles Stadium in Inglewood. They also extended, and I don't know if it's been accepted, but they extended an invitation to the Chargers to share that field with them in that stadium. So I don't know if the Chargers are going to take them up on it. I don't know if they stay where they are. But the one team that did get left out was Oakland. So it's official now. The Rams are moving to Los Angeles.
Wow. And that's pretty impressive. And San Diego, of all teams, moving from their situation and moving slightly north, they're essentially staying in the same market. Is this going to be a case where, even though the Rams have been there before and possibly even have a few residual fans left over, is this going to be a case of, how do I put this? The San Diego fans becoming just LA fans and being the chief of that particular market? Or does LA become a two-sports market, much like New York is?
I think it becomes a two-sport market like New York is.
They already have the LA Clippers and LA Lakers, and for some reason, the LA Clippers are still having trouble, with attendance and everything else that's going on. It's an interesting situation that now they're going to bring in two NFL teams, and maybe the media market can give it some more national attention, and that can help them because we'll see. I looked at those. I looked at that stadium. It is impressive.
Yeah, it looks legit, right? It looks really sick.
It looks like a glass castle, doesn't it? I mean, like literally, like you feel like you're
at
the mall.
The same thing with the Minnesota. Did you see Minnesota Stadium? It's going to be these new stadiums that they are building. I mean, they're going to be unbelievable. Jerry Jones is going to have to get a new stadium already because he's going to have stadium envy.
Yeah. Oh. And looking at that, I mean, just the Crystal Palace of it all, I can imagine that all the eyeballs are going to be on that. And they're going to be playing, I guess, in the old Coliseum for a little while until things get, developed and built. Is that what I'm understanding?
Say that again.
Where are they going to be playing next year? The St. Louis Rams. Are they going to remain in St. Louis, or are they going to be playing in the Coliseum?
I don't know. That's a great question. I don't have the answer to that. Maybe you do.
I guess some of that stuff's going to just work out, and we're going to probably find out some of those details as they become available. But right now, it does look like both teams are moving into that market, and it's exciting. Do you think it's about time for us to bring in Mr. Leon Searcy?
That's what this show is all about. That, so let's do it.
Okay, let's bring him in. You got your questions ready?
Yep.
Okay, he'll be calling here in just a second. We're not going to be doing text lines. We're not going to be doing the phone lines tonight, guys. We're not going to be doing anything like that. The only thing we're going to be doing is bringing on Mr. Leon Searcy to talk with them and enjoy all of your guys' opportunity to listen in and enjoy what we have there. He'll be calling any moment, and when he does, we'll just go ahead and give a short introduction and begin right with our interview. Here he is. So Leon Searcy is with us. He is a 3-time national champion with the Miami Hurricanes, former first-round pick, 2-time All-Pro, a legend at his position of tackle. Mr. Searcy, welcome to Jock Journal Radio.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Before we begin, I want to say it is important to point out that this interview is not going to be that heartstring story you all hear later this week on the Sports Drive. No, we're a later show, and our audience is dying to hear a little bit more about the crazy life and lifestyle of NFL players. Now, while Leon Searcy is, you're a changed man, right?
That's what we want to hear about.
Absolutely. So you're trying to y'all want me to dig in the closet and pull out some dirt, huh?
Well, not really so much the dirt, but these are stories that he doesn't find any pride in it at all. And through these are the accounts of his life, and it isn't what he stands for or supports at this point in time in his life. And we can also feel welcome to live vicariously through these stories. I'm imagining right now it's going to be a lot like that HBO show Ballers. Is that about right, Mr. Searcy?
That's kind of close. That's kind of close. That's about as close as you get to it. My lifestyle in the NFL. I had a great time. I wouldn't change anything. All the stuff that I went through, the ups and downs, the highs and lows, define me as the man I am today. That's why I mentioned to a lot of young men who are in college or are going to the NFL about some of the lures and entrapments that they're going to face once they get to that next level, because you've got a sense of invincibility when you're playing. You've got that Superman uniform underneath that cape, and they teach you that. I mean, when you play, it's hard for a player not to go into every game thinking he's invincible, because we're programmed that way. We've got to be tough. We've got to be physical. We've got to get after the opponent. And sometimes those same tendencies, those same reactions that we use on the game, we carry them off the field. A lot of guys, have a sense of entitlement when they go to clubs. Women can't tell them no. They buy the bar. They're driving nice. They're looking good. They're spending a lot of money. They're at the strip clubs. They're doing all the things that NFL players do. They're drinking a lot. So there's a lot that entails in being a professional athlete. Not all bad, but not all good as well.
I can imagine. And your story literally starts at Party Central. I mean, here's a guy who was one moment in high school, but in 1987, he's with the Miami Hurricanes. And that was your first team away from home. We've all heard of these legendary exploits. Now, you weren't a starter at that point from what I could see, but I am sure you had your share of the parties going on there. Now, with that, don't admit to any felonies, or don't tell us about anything that's going to make you have to pay some child support or anything like that. But is there anything you could tell us about that crew? We heard Michael Irvin and the Blades brothers were out doing things that were made of legends. What went on that 97 Miami Hurricane team?
Well, actually, the '86 team is the reason why I came to Miami. The team that actually They were just a band of rebels. They were tough, hard nosed, didn't take any crap from anybody. They intimidated anybody that came in there. There was a bunch of bullies, bar fighting band of badasses, and I wanted to be a part of that. So on my recruiting visit in 1987, my host was Melvin Bratton, and Melvin Bratton was a star, a legend. In his own, not only on the field but off the field. He grew up in Miami. He knew all the spots to go to. He knew all the places to take me, to entice me, and I had a great time. I mean, the first club I went to when I was at Miami was a place called Strawberries, and I had never seen so much booty shaking in my life. It was just asses just bouncing everywhere, and I get up in the club and it's just. I don't know. It was just their lifestyle. Not only were they getting it done on the field, they were getting it done off the field. And everywhere we went, they were rock stars. They didn't have to wait in line, front row this, front row that, bottle this, bottle that. Great thing about Miami is that the hustlers, the so-called thugs or the guys who did, irreputable things on the streets, man, they loved the Hurricanes. I mean, I remember being out with those guys, and I mean, they didn't pay for drinks. They didn't have to. They parked out front. When they walked to the club, the people stopped the music and introduced them. I was like, man, this is rock star status, and I'm loving it. And it was just great. And it was just great being in Miami during that time when the Miami Hurricanes were at the pinnacle, at the top of the college football world, and we had a vice grip on the city. The city absolutely loved us. They loved the players, and I wanted to be a part of it. And that was my freshman year. And I remember getting back to the hotel on my recruiter visit like at 4 in the morning. I had to get up at 8 for breakfast. And I just remember being dog tired at the table. And my mom was like, "What's wrong with you? What time did you get in last night?" Of course, I lied. Mom was in by 11. Hell, I was 5 hours later. And we were about to leave, and I told my parents, "Look, I'm going to sign with Miami." She said, "No, you got to go visit Florida State." I said, in my mind, I was at the hell with Florida State. There's nowhere in the world I'm going to sign with Florida State. I mean, these guys are where I want to be. These guys are champions. And I knew if I came down here, I was going to be a champion. That's why I chose Miami.
Wow, that has Liam, that has to be absolutely surreal. To be away from home, college experience, your first year. Some people might go and get a little crazy, but you really took that to the next level.
Well, I can't give you everything now. I'm writing the book, so I can only give you tidbits. I want to give away all my good stories. I want to try to buy the book too. I'm actually working. Yeah, the book will be out in a couple of months. So I got somebody tediously working on it. So I got all kind of amazing stories of my life and times growing up and in Miami and at the pro level.
Oh, perfect. And you know what? This is going to be a perfect teaser to that because, I mean, here you are in Miami, and you have this wonderful coaching pedigree that was there. I mean, these guys are considered Hall of Fame worthy. Let me tell you who was on that team. You know already, but the listeners don't. Jimmy Johnson, Dave Wanstead, Butch Davis, Dave Campo, all coaches right there on that 1987 Miami Hurricane team. How did anyone ever try to get control of that?
No. Well, I mean, the 87 team, look, you had Jimmy Johnson, Dave Wanstead, you had Butch Davis was there, Dave Campo. Gary, you just had this a mastermind of just intelligent football coaches on that staff. But the one thing people don't understand is as experienced as they were, the one thing they didn't do, they didn't police the players. The players police the players. You cannot imagine in the locker room. Here's what happens. We go on the practice field, and everything is about perfection. Perfect routes, perfect throw, perfect run, perfect tackle. And if guys weren't getting it done, coaches didn't have to say anything. Players called out players, especially guys who were in leadership roles. See, the hardest working guys on the team were the guys who were the All-American, the guys that were getting all the press. And if you weren't getting it done on the practice field, you got called out. if you kept doing it, and when you got in the locker room, you